So let me get that. Turn off my webcam. After 4th death, I just starts running it to the spite Lucian. So if you trolled, do you think this is a good game to go over since you were kind of just trolling? Or do you think you could have done more? So what do you think what do you think you did wrong in this game? While I play it out. Since I'm gonna be recording this for YouTube, I'm gonna just repeat what you say. So, because I don't have chat, obviously, chat's not gonna be here. So I'll just repeat what you say. Alright, so Mundo jungle set top. So if we're looking at these lanes, right? It's the only one you can review. Pretty sure since all the ones were wins. Alright, well, if you're trolling, so, I mean, we'll see what you did the early game. Let's see what you could have done better, since you have a lot of deaths. Alright, so we're looking at these lanes, right? Maokai versus Set. I think they handshake, to be honest. I think Set can't really push, and Set and Maokai just kind of tanks it there. Evelyn versus Mundo doesn't really matter. Cassin versus Cassio, handshake mid. Cassio should have push on him because he's melee, and Cassio can just chunk him down if he's not careful. And then you have Lucian Nami versus Kaisa Leona, which I also think that's handshake as well. Actually, no, I think Kaisa Leona has pressure because Leona can, Leona's tank, obviously, and it's Nami, so they have to push. So I think off the bat, you have handshake top, handshake mid, and losing bot lane. So even if you didn't recognize all that, we'll just see, where do you think Mundo starts? Well, I think Mundo will start red buff, because obviously he doesn't need blue buff, so let's see where he starts. So I will start my red buff to path up. You never know, see? So he starts blue buff, and he starts late blue buff too, so. Not that late, but it's kind of fine. But this is okay because, well, we know handshake top lane, handshake mid. You probably can get scuttled. And you could tell that he started bot side, honestly, because I think lanes came super late. So let's just check. So, well, you know he starts bot side. You should know if he started bot side because look, they're missing so much fucking health. So, you know he started bot side. So you know Mundo usually full clears. He doesn't like to level 3 gank, so you know he's just gonna full clear. So that's what you're doing too, so you're just gonna match him. So we're just gonna watch our lanes. As we see, handshake mid early, handshake top lane. This lane's being pushed in like we said, or it's kind of handshake early, but once they hit level 2, level 3, if this Leona isn't stupid, it takes so much poke from Leona. So, your objective this game is to scale. I mean, they scale super hard as well, but you have a Cassidon that wants to scale. Your Lucian falls off, and your Maokai gets really tanky late game. No one on their team kills Maokai, maybe for Kaisa, but that's it. So your job this game, oh, and Cassio actually. So I think what your job this game is to play around mid bot. Obviously, since you're not gonna play around Maokai, that's really easy to recognize because it's fucking Maokai. You're not gonna camp a fucking Maokai, especially in Set, because Set will just W in under a tower or whatever. You definitely want to give priority. And Mundo, how does Mundo gank any of these lanes, right? I mean, Cassio may be pre-6, but after that, Cassian just gets away. And then, but bot lane's really his only gank, or top lane. So, definitely you want to be playing towards mid and bot. What you said is, my main mistake was probably camping the Cass. Yeah, I knew all that. It wasn't, you should have camped the Cass to get him ahead, but definitely getting your bot lane ahead was what you needed to do because Lucian does fall off. And how does Lucian kill any of these guys late game, right? Lucian will do no damage to Mundo, he'll do no damage to Set, he'll do no damage to Leona, and probably no damage to Cass late game. So you definitely need to get this bot lane super giga far ahead because Lucian's a terrible champion as it is already, so we'll continue with that. So we know our gameplay. We know that we need to camp bot lane, and we need to get pressure mid so mid can farm safely, and we need to get Lucian giga ahead. So team comp's kind of bad already because it kind of puts the pressure on you to make a play. Because I don't know, you have to play the early game right. So Cass and Lucian gets so they don't into. Let me just keep it on you. So you know Mundo's pathing towards top side, right? I don't think it takes a rocket science to know that he'll be on the Scuttle Crab, so there's really no point for you to going for this. You don't even need to check it. And you have this too, so the reason... Alright. You either, if you're gonna go for Scuttle Crab, you either hit your Vision Fruit, or it does not hurt for you to path all the way bot side and go for bot Scuttle. It does not hurt you to do that, and that's something that's... If you go straight away, he won't be able to path it, because if you look at mid lane's even right in the middle, so both your teammates will be able to roam. So this could have easily been avoided. You need to flash super early. Even if you were going to go for this, since you already went for this, you needed to flash a lot earlier. You definitely needed to flash up here. You said, thought I could steal it, it was my greed. Even if you steal it, what does it gain you, right? Okay, you steal Scuttle Crab. Congratulations. What does that get you, right? Mundo doesn't care about, like, early... He doesn't care about, he'll eventually scale is what I'm going to say, right? He doesn't need to play that aggressive early, I think. In my opinion, I think he needs to play just a teeny bit aggressive, but, I mean, he has his late game to go back on. So, if you're thinking about this as, like, what does this gain me, and what's my pros and cons of this? Okay, what's the pros of getting Scuttle Crab? I know he's there. I 100% know he's there. Even if I don't, I hit Vision Crab and I'll see. What does this gain me? It gives me a little more XP. Okay, what's the cons? Well, I could die. I can force my flash against a team that I need my flash against, because I could get caught really easily against Set, Leona, and Cass. I lose a lot of tempo if I die here. So there's just like, if you're looking at a scale, right? You have your scale that's like super high up in the fucking clouds, which is your pros, and then you have all the way down here in like bottom pits of like wood division, and what's weighing you down is your cons. So like right here is just like you playing on autopilot, which is something that happens to everyone, and that's just something you need to think about, because you should have known that he was topside and you should have just not gone for this. So going all the way back to Scuttle Crab wouldn't have been bad. So you give it first blood. It doesn't really matter that much. I mean, it kind of ruins a lot. It kind of ruins your tempo, and you lost your flash. He didn't even need to flash, so there's that. It looks like your bot lane does have prio, because Leona sucks. She took so much damage early. So that's what you do. So you go straight for Scuttle Crab, which isn't bad. Just go secure the scuttle. I mean, he's stupid. He should have just double scuttled you, but I don't know what's wrong with him. He went for his Krugs. So you're still same XP as him, just a little bit behind. Let me see. So he's almost 5, and you're halfway to 5. Yeah, because he's up 1 camp on you. He's up 1 Krugs on you. So see what you do. So you look for a gank mid. But you have no flash, so what's the point of this gank, right? You shouldn't be ganking right now, you're so far behind. This Mundo is so ahead of you, and he hasn't done anything. All you need to do is farm till 6. There's no plays that you need to make right now that will help you. It's already bad enough. Okay, so let's see the positioning on this cast before this gank happens. I'm pretty sure she sees you right here, either way, so let's check red vision. No, before that. And you came right here. Where are you at? Didn't you peek right here? No, you didn't. Okay, I thought I saw you right here for some reason. So, oopsie. Okay, so let's see where these people are at, and let's think of the champions. Okay, well you have Cassidon, who doesn't have ult, and he only has flash. You have Cassio that has miasma. She has her Q. and her E. That obviously gives her movement speed, that's why I said it. And look where she is in the mini-map. How does this gank help you? Or how does this gank look as soon as you go for this, right? How can you achieve this gank at all when you're thinking about this process? Cass, like she just runs away because she's playing on the top side pocket of the mid lane, she's kind of over there, and she's playing behind her minions, which doesn't really matter. I don't know why I said it, but there's no way you make this gank ever happen. The only way you make this gank happen is if your Cassin is playing top side pocket and forces the Cassio to come towards bot side, and you make that gank. But even then, your job right now is to just AFK farm. So ganking impossible lane isn't gonna achieve that, right? So now you're kind of fucked. So now you're in a spot where, okay, I can't just go straight to Krugs because I'm gonna lose so much time doing that. So I have to take Raptors. Well, I have to either. Oh, my cat just came to my fucking computer. So I either have to cast Flash QE. Okay. Then Cassio just flashes the QE then. Right? Or she just flashes over the wall, then don't even get her. She's too far away for that gank to ever happen. That gank will never work, no matter how you try to find a way into it. She's way too far from you. Cass has to flash early because he won't be able to get to her in time, and you'll have to charm as soon as you get there. So it's like already a disconnect between abilities. And she's just too far. That's just the problem with the gank, is she's way too far. Cassidy just can't really gank unless she's like playing super bad and she's super pushed up like past this wall. Then that's when you can gank. But you really cannot gank a Cass pre-6, especially to fucking Cassiopeia. So it's not worth, because Cass doesn't need to be playing up. She can easily just play back and freeze the wave back here, and you'll never be able to gank her. I mean, in some instances, yes, it's kind of worth, but I think in this matchup, Cass versus Cassiopeia, it's not gonna matter maybe, because Cass just miasmas and Cassian just gets countered, and plus you don't even have flash. So, in what world do you ever force her flash, right? In what world do you ever get this kill, right? I completely even realized that I forgot that you didn't even have flash. So how do you even make this gank happen with no flash, right? You should not be ganking if you don't have flash, and especially if it's like super hard like this. There's like you wasted about 30 seconds doing this, or I don't even know how much time you wasted. You wasted about, like, let's see, you came in at like 4:30, 4:26, let's say. So from like 4:26 to 4:47, that's 20 seconds that you wasted doing this gank that nets you nothing. This gank will never work out because you don't even have flash, and she's playing way too far in the opposite direction. So now this kind of fucks her pathing, because look at this. You either, okay, well, I know my wolves are coming up in maybe 30 seconds. I have extreme bot pressure, so you have two options. Do your raptors, you go to wolves, but now you're pocketed bot side. You know Mundo is going to be bot side because Dragon's coming up and he might gank this, so maybe you can try to force a 3v3, but I don't know if guys win 3v3. Maybe you do, I think. Who knows? I mean, these guys are pretty low, so yeah, maybe you win the 3v3. Or you do Krugs and you path up because you want to farm till 6. So, if I was in this situation, I think, let me take a sip of water. I think I'd do my Raptors, Krugs, and maybe bush camp bot side and see what happens. At least what you do. Because I knew Mundo's going to be bot side, and my bot lane's super push, so I know Mundo's going to gank in a little while. So we see Mundo ganks in a little while, and my bot lane dies. If you tried to make the argument that you could have been there sooner, does your bot lane have wards? Your bot lane has 2 wards. Your bot lane sucks. That's their fault, and they suck. So, nothing you could have done there. I think I back here. There's no way you get dragon. I don't know why you're even trying to waste time. If you take this, you're trolling. You're trolling. You're trolling. That doesn't gain you anything. You might think this is worth because you killed Mundo, but okay, you're off the map for another 10 seconds. It takes 20 seconds to get there to your camps. You're already, it's almost 6 minutes and you're still like, what, level 4? Level 5, I think? Level 5? Yeah. Oh, you're about to hit 6, which isn't that bad, okay. But this, like, what are you doing here, right? It's only Cloud Dragon. What does 10% CD reduction on your ult do, right? It makes no sense for you to go for this. It's just there's no positive in going for that play. You kill Mundo, congratulations. I mean, he's still gonna be fucking tanky at the end of the day. So you get your 6. See, Mundo's right back in the game with that assist, so it doesn't really matter. So, go back to farming. It's already, you need, to make any fucking play, you're kind of behind now, because you definitely need your, jungle item. Oh, excuse me. So, you have Rift coming up, be playing towards top side like I would, maybe try to look for a gank mid, maybe try to force a flash, see what you do. So this is good play. I think you could have played it better. I mean, obviously, it's hard to say now. I mean, you knew she was going to ult as soon as she Q'd you. Right? That could have been easily turnable if you just turned away. You should have been expecting that. I think that's just mechanical error. I think you could have played that a lot better. That wasn't a bad gank because you had Rift Herald up, so you can get a pressure mid. That means it's going to be an easy Rift Herald take. But again, you just played that bad at the end. You could have played it a lot better. So, you kind of have to go bot side now so you can farm your camps, because you're still very far behind. You're at 8 minutes and still no jungle item. Let's see. You camp so slow, because you have no jungle item. So, so before this play even happens, that sounded so weird. I would have not even gone bot lane, because my thing is, if I can get Rift Herald, I can accelerate one of the lanes. Well, which lane do I want to accelerate? Well, I can accelerate fucking bot lane, since I want to get bot lane head. So I can use their early game pressure to get more stuff on the map. So I would have gone for Rift Herald. Rift Herald's at 8 minutes. We know Mundo's bot side because we saw him going down there earlier. So I would have done that off the rip. But you chose to go red side to clear your camps. I'm guessing your thought process was you're going to clear from top to bot and you're going to gank bot lane. I think that's fine if that's what you're going to do. Obviously, I would have done bot to top to go for Rift Herald if that was the play, but I guess you're looking to do bot gank, which is totally fine. I mean, still, you're not even ahead, so it's very, things could go bad. You could have killed here, which is fine. So, not bad, right? Kills like that get you back into the game. So far, keep going. See when this game gets out of control. Because right now, you're still in the game, kind of, but you could have done a lot better. So you take your back to get your jungle item. Speed it up. So your main prio should be... He just does no damage to her. He needs items. Oh, he gets out though. Wait, what the fuck? Interesting. You have drag coming up. What dragon is it? Infernal. I'd go straight to Rift, to be honest. I wouldn't too much. I just want to get Rift out of the way, so... Because you know they're going to be on Dragon right now, so you need to be trading something with them. Well, yeah, see, you should be doing Rift Herald like right now. But, see, why are you going for a gank? They just traded Rift Herald. Mela says Rift isn't worth it unless you have absolutely nothing to do. I have to disagree with him. Rift is like the fucking most OP shit in the world. That literally can break down the tower. Because your job this game is to get bot lane ahead, so they can do something or Lucian falls off. Well, what can I do to get that ahead? Well, I can either camp him or I can get Rift Herald. Well, Mouse says you have nothing to do. Well, what do you have to do right now? There's no dragons. You have no camps up. What do you need to do? What is there to do? Well, there's nothing to do. So why didn't you do Rift? If that's what Malice says, because you're in that situation where you have nothing to do. So let's say you go for set. This should be a free kill. Holy, that fucking ult. You're insane. Okay. Not bad. But again, see? You have nothing to do right now. Why aren't you going for Rift? So, very easily chance to go Rift. But now Mundo can actually stop you from taking Rift. And Cassio can stop you from taking Rift. So, it's a missed opportunity on Rift Herald. Let's see what you do. Try to go through mid. See, look at it. You know she has to throw it. See? That's what should have happened the first time. That's good that you dodged it. Glad you fucking learned your lesson. But that's what should have happened the first time. But again, see, Rift is still up. Remember, we talked about this. How Rift Herald can change the state of the game early game. Because Lucian and Nami don't want to be in this lane, I feel like if Kai'Sa can just... Because they're handshaking. I mean, Kai'Sa outscales your Lucian so hard. That's not what you want to happen. So... See? Look at that. What does your Lucian do, right? He just gets fucking caught. Because he's so useless. Yeah. So... I really think the Rift, you could have done Rift would have been, I'll change the game. So, right now, what is your job? Well, I mean, Rift is still up. I mean, that would be, you just need to get Rift off the map. That's just the bottom line. And Malice also said that starting W second is stupid because you lose 5 seconds, but you don't lose 5 seconds. So, there's something. If I do Rift, I think it should have been mid instead of bot because this Lucian was really behind. I mean, your Cassin's also really behind too. He's actually more behind than your Lucian is. He's down, he's 1 in 3, and he's down 30 CS. Your Lucian's only down 5 CS, but he's also 1 in 3, so, I mean... You'd rather break open bot lane because bot lane can roam mid and then help you with either side, and you want Cass in a side lane farming. But if you break open mid, well, where does Cass go? Right? Cass has to stay mid. Cass can't push because he'll easily be dived. Or not easily, but he's susceptible to ganks, right? So I think bot lane is your only play because that's just who you're playing for. That's who we decided who we were playing for the early game and mid game is the Lucian. So you kill her. So again, you know Mundo's bot side. because you just saw him. Why are you not doing Rift? Right? Rift is like your saving grace to get a lane. But see, now they get first tower bot lane. Leona has full prio to roam, and now they can just take Rift Herald if they want to. And they still have 2 dragons, so they can give up a dragon. You know, is it gonna be Ocean? Ocean's still in them, really good, so. And you guys, so. You have to fight over this dragon, 100%. But now you have no pressure bot lane because you didn't do Rift. So they have easily pressure bot lane. Their mid already almost losing too, so. Kai'Sa can just do shit like this because, shit, there's no tower. He killed her. But it doesn't really matter, I mean, they have cast, they still one-shot Baron. See, Mindo just does dragon, and you needed to fight for this dragon. But since you have no bot pressure... Oh, wow, you actually get it. That's funny. Okay, that's not that bad then, but... You could have gone a lot cleaner than that, I think. It's fine because you got a ward on it and you outplayed it. But, yeah. But now see, you lose mid. Cassio just split farming. Like, you know, it's not, you know, it's whatever. And it looks like you guys just get shit on for the rest of the time. So you even lose tier 2. This guy's just giga fed now. Rift is still up. First Rift is still up. So I don't know, because we've gone over this before, where we talked about how important Rift is. And it's just you completely forgot it this game when you could have done it, or at least forced it. But now you're in this weird state where, okay, well, Lucian's so far behind, he's gonna do nothing in this game because I didn't get him ahead. Cass is barely online, he's barely fucking making it through. And then your Maokai's Maokai, he'll eventually just be super tanky. But see, you have no pressure mid, Kai'Sa just does whatever she wants. Lucian just gets fucking twerked on. Right? So I think the game's over by now. I mean, you're kind of ahead, but... So you went Void Staff. Void Staff first isn't that bad. And to their team. But look at this, now they do Rift. The game's basically over by now. Looks like it is. The team gets shit on. No. So yeah, the game's basically over. I don't think there's any point going on. This game could have easily been different. Maybe you guys still would have lost, but I think it definitely could have been different. Look how much damage Lucian's doing. Right? He doesn't do anything to Mundo. Mundo just heals. So, yeah, okay. So what I was gonna do. So, if we're gonna make a notepad, right? Let's go back to my intermission screen. Hi everyone. Let's go to a notepad. New. Text document. Here. Pull it over here. Alright, so what could have you done this game that we saw, that we talked about? Let me put this a little bit higher. Right there. Alright. I wonder if is that readable for you, Anthony? Let me know. I think I can... What's zoom maybe? Zoom in more? Those look good. Oopsie. Let me know if that's good for you. That should be good for you. Alright. So, let's talk about the first thing you could have done in this game. Completely different. That could have just changed the game. Well, one, recognize, which you said you did, but we'll still put it. Recognize. Really small? Is it still small? Wish I can, like, is there like a special key? Oh, control plus. Control plus. Where's the fucking plus button? It's really big for me, but it looks very small on the screen. Okay, that's how big it is. Okay, now it's fine. I fucking did it a lot. Recognize. Wait, zoom out. Control minus. Okay, it should be good now. Okay, recognize Mundo starting bot, knowing he's going to take top. Give top scuttle and go bot, and then potentially, I don't know, as well potential. I think that's how you spell it, right? I'm so stupid. It's so late. Potentially, that's potential. Potentially, take bot crab and full clear second rotation, right? Because you take bot crab, your bot side should be spawning up at the same time. So that would have negated all of first, all of what happened bot side, right? So we go back to the game. Ugh. So you would have Luster Flash. You would have been in the game still. You know where Mundo was. So yeah. So what happens next? Was this the gank mid? What are we talking about? Oh yeah, the Dragon Pump. No point. And so what's a big idea? When I usually coach, like, remember how I say I talk about the big ideas. You want to hit your power spike. You want to hit your power spike, which is your Radic Echoes. You want to hit your power spike as fast as you can. As fast as you can. Doing things like inting for drag, ganks that aren't 100%, that don't help you achieve that goal, right? How does ganking, not 100% gank, help you achieve your power spike? How does inting for dragons that don't really matter help you? Stuff like that, right? Why is my cat crying? Sorry about that. So go back. What else? Let's continue on to see what we have. It's nice I can keep it right here when you watch it. I'm not going to put mechanical misplay, right? Because you know that you can play it better. You see, at 8 minutes, you're still not at your power spike, right? You still haven't hit your power spike of your item. So. That's wrong. Fine. We said it was fine. So we see Mundo pathing for the bot side, you know, right here. That's when you do Rift, right? Because you do Rift, you get Rift. Now you farm all your camps because that's the safest way. Or, well, actually, if you do Rift, then... Actually, no, Set goes bot side for Dragon. So, again, so this is just basic, this is basic League fundamentals. You trade something on the map when the enemy team does something. So, like, enemy team takes bot tower, right? You take top tower. Enemy team takes Drag, you take Rift. There's literally no circumstance where that ever changes. You always want to trade something on the map if enemy does something, i.e. drag for Rift, because you get, well, I don't know why my cat is crying, but he's gonna have to wait. So why you do this? Well, because I mean, you get some. It makes you proactive on the map. It trading something. Obviously, they get dragon, but you get rift herald. Well, Okay, they get Dragon. But Rift Herald, you can open up a side of the map and help your team snowball into the mid game. But what you rather option to do is to see your Bonami was pinging it, which you should have listened. But you rather optioned into your camps, and then you optioned into invading, trying to go for a gank when you could have just gotten the Rift Herald and then do your camps, and then this gank probably still would have been there, to be honest, because you would have gotten Rift, and then you would have gone to your blue buff, and then he would still be pathing here, so you would have still killed this guy. So definitely the Rift. I don't think you get any pathing issues this game. I mean, obviously I'm still bad at pathing, but I don't really. Yeah. Alright. Next thing. The game's already getting kind of out of hand. Definitely outplayed mid. I think one thing is recognizing, I don't even know if that's how you spell it, recognizing who to get ahead in the game. Because you theoretically only should be topside for Rift Herald, and that's it if you're top camps. I mean, to be honest, the red start wasn't bad because usually Mundo start red buff, so that, my cat's back, finally. I don't know why you're crying. What? Shut up. Yeah. But I think the game is almost over right now. Because now, well, let's look at your lanes. Your Lucian's so far behind, your Cassin's behind, your Mundo doesn't matter what happens to your Mundo, and you're barely going even, but he's up 700 gold on you, but look at the get deficits. He's down 1k gold, he's down almost 2k gold. Like we said top lane was a handshake. They're basically even. I think the Rift definitely would have helped you come back into the game, but early deaths kind of hindered your tempo on the map. So is the theory of getting ahead the strong early lanes? I think it is. I personally think you don't need to gank mid to have pressure, right? That's like one of the fundamentals of jungle. You do not need to gank mid to give them pressure. You can ward for mid, right? That gives them pressure. If you ward for them with pink wards, you know where Mundo is the entire time, then Cassidy can freely push and he can safely farm whenever he wants to. Granted that Cassiopeia kind of beats him in 1v1, but he won't get ganked. I think in this game, you have to get Lucian ahead. 100%. Lucian's just that type of champion where if he doesn't get ahead early game, he will fall off. He does not do any damage to this team, if you think about it. I think it's just having the knowledge of ADCs and thinking, like if you just take the time, like right now, you close your eyes and you're like, okay, how does Lucian do into these champions? Okay, well, okay, let me give Lucian fucking Essence Reaver, IE, Rapid Fire, or whatever he gets, in Berserkers versus a Mundo that's Warmog with Deadmans, set that has Bork, Deadmans, or some tank item, Thornmail. Mundo gets Thornmail against your team and you're fucked. For Lucian's fucked. Kaisa just gets fucking ahead. Leona, she builds fucking gargoyles. Mundo builds gargoyles. I don't know. All these tanks, right? How does Lucian kill any of them? And we know Lucian's a very bad champion. I don't know if you know it, but I know it. Lucian's a terrible champion into tanks. So, you need Lucian. Lucian is a ticking time bomb. If you do not get him ahead, he will fall off. If you do not get him out of the bot lane, he's gonna fall off. So, I think you definitely could have camped bot side with how aggressive this bot side is. You definitely had the support of Nami to keep you alive. Maybe camping him. I mean, you only give 2 ganks to mid, I think. You kind of wasted time on 2 of them. But, yeah. And the pathing fucked you up super early because you lost a lot of time and tempo on the map. You want to think about how can I maximize my time on the map in a short period of time. You said, yeah, so I thought that he was going to be useless late game anyway, so I helped myself and Cass and said, well, I mean, Cass doesn't solo carry against this team. How does Cass get into the... again, let's close our eyes and we think, Fed Cassidy. How does he fare into Cassiopeia, Set, Leona, Mundo? Alright? Thinking of the team fight mid lane. Cassidy goes in. He gets stunned by Leona, stunned by Set, miasma by Cassiopeia. What does your team do? The only follow-up you really have is Maokai. You're kind of in a weird state. If you don't get a good flank off, then you're not going to be able to get into fights because of miasma. Miasma, Cassio counters every single one of your champions. Cassio is a really good pick here because they counter every single one of your champions with what you want to do. Cass wants to go in. You want to go in. I mean, you want to flank, but I mean, if you have to, there's obviously like things that can not make that happen. But Maokai wants to go in. Cassio wants to go in. Lucian wants to go in. Kamaiza counters all of that. So, what you need to be doing, even if Cass gets ahead, then what can he do to that team, right? I mean, unless he gets like Giga fucking Ultra Fed, that he gets like 10-1, then he's not going to be able to do anything. If he just goes barely even against Cass, he's not going to do anything. This comp is really weird, right? But it's solo queue. So I think getting the Lucian ahead would have helped you a great deal. I mean, even if it was any other ADC, it doesn't matter. Like the Rift problem, that's like in any single game. You know, trading objectives is something that you need to be doing every single game if you're in that situation. But like, let's look at this one going right here. You know, right? That was so fucking pathetic to watch. Like, how does Mundo ever kill this guy, right? Because you fed him early. So, yeah. I think these 4 points are super huge. This could have easily changed your early game. This could have, this also could have changed your early to mid game because of your items. Can you stop? I'll play with you later. This could have changed your bot lane, right? Could have opened the bot lane. Your bot lane could have been mid. Your castle went bot side. You could have gotten a lot more, maybe. Who knows? I mean, your champ the Lucian's already useless, so you're just trying to do things that can like maybe help you in. But I think the game was losing because if you went late game, you still would have lost. So early game, you would have had to win. But I mean, Cassiopeia is still good early game, right? She's not bad. So it's very... I think your team lost in draft, so it was already doomed from the start. And then the only way you win that game is like literally Kaisa AFKs or your Lucian gets like 5 kills or something early game. And then recognizing who to get ahead. Yeah, and where to play. I think that's really all it is. Yeah, point 1 was me autopilot. Point 2 is definitely I need more experience to improve. Yeah. Let me get this out of the way. Yeah, definitely, this is definitely autopiloting. This is kind of autopiloting as well because, like, the first gank was obviously super useless. Yeah, maybe Malice knows something that I don't know, but even if okay, but then we saw Malice said you only get Rift when you don't do something. When there's nothing to do on the map. You had nothing to do when you went to go invade for that. When you went to go invade after you did all 3 of your camps, right? And they were on Dragon. You had nothing to do there. But I mean, trading something that's like fundamental of League. I mean, especially at 8-minute Rift Herald, right? Like, and that wasn't really 8 minutes, but you know, you could have done Rift Herald because they were on Dragon. That's something like every jungler, every team, every jungler knows. Like, you always trade something on the map if the enemy doing something. If the team is getting, like I said, if enemy team's getting bot tower, you want to go get the top tower. Enemy time they're ganking bot, you want to go gank top lane or mid. That's just how League is. You want to trade something because if you're just farming while they're trading, then it's a net plus for them, right? They get a gank off, they get a kill. What do? Well, you get fucking 3 camps. That doesn't amount to anything. I think these 4 points are what basically, because the game was already over. Your team comp was already ass at the beginning, so the only thing you could have done is maybe just not died and played a little bit better, and maybe something could have happened. But yeah, do you have any questions? Because I think this is basically it. I don't think there's really else in the game, anything in the game that can. Alright, it's not working. Unlucky. Let's exit. Oh, wait, I was already in it. Unlucky, I just need to press something. But yeah. Just gonna wait here to see if you have any questions, because this might be nearing the end of the video. So, if I were to take this game and try to see, like, what can I change my ways, what can I change my ways to help me improve in solo queue? Definitely the autopiloting will help you. That's just like I'm thinking of general things that can help you just in any game. Because sometimes, every game's different, so you're not going to have the same thing. Autopiloting, right? I mean, this is the most important thing, is knowing where the jungler starts and what can you do to counter it. Trading objectives, obviously. I mean, I think all these things definitely are things that you can take into other games. 100%. But yeah, no problem, man. You're welcome for this. I don't know. This is really cool. Well, I like it because I get to help people. But yeah, just let me know how you're doing. If you need more help, let me know. Thank you everyone for watching this video. I want to post more content, but I'm really bad at it because I don't have any discipline to do it. But hopefully this was an informational video. I know it's kind of long. I'll try to make some timestamps. I'll see what I can timestamp to help. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. I think this is going to be the end of the stream because I'm kind of tired. And yep, I'll see you guys next time. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. But yep, see you guys. Peace. Have a great night.